It can always get
Yet
worse.
to be good. So yeah, perfect. Perfect.
Nobody's pulled us off the air yet, so we must be doing something.
Hey, exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
But we paid for it ourselves. So.
Tony, you haven't really chit-chatted or met either one of them yet. So Eric is sitting across from me.
Yep.
And then Steven's across from you. We're actually in a different room today. This is not the normal room that we record in. Yes. We're normally either in my office or in my office.
Yeah, we've moved around a few places. We did one from the man cave. Yeah, we've had a few different locations. But yes, this is kind of par for the course. We're traveling ragtag podcast.
But that's what makes it
here,
fun,
so,
is that we're not limited as to where we can go.
We're not tied down, man.
Yeah.
We go where we want to go.
Yeah, we got no ball and chain. Nothing like that with us.
Well, it's an excellent room.
Oh, well, thank you.
It's beautiful.
I appreciate it. Definitely appreciate it. It's I forgot about it, I'll be very honest, or we probably would have been in here a lot sooner.
That's fair.
Where I work at, or where my office is based out of, this used to be the room for like the office manager, and she's out in a different office now, and this room just basically sits here and does absolutely nothing. And now that I remember that this room is here, I'm like, I'm totally going to capitalize on having a pill-shaped table for more than two people. So my office works out well, though, for just you and I.
This one has phenomenal squeaky plush leather chairs.
I know, I was
which
thinking
is
about that.
fantastic. So
I was just commenting on those. I love these seats.
Yeah. And
Actually-
I think yours might be broken.
Oh, well, no wonder it felt like it was broken. I sat in and I'm like, what's going on here? This is, whoa.
Yeah, the whole thing like just tilts way.
this is how
It
we
really
treat our
does.
guests.
Yeah.
I felt like I was
Nothing
floating.
but the
Please
best.
sit on this pail.
Good luck. And if you leave without a concussion, then it's a successful recording.
Wonderful. Excellence.
All right. Well, we're going to do something a little bit different today. We're going to be talking with Steven and Eric, who are in the process of raising funds for a new movie that they're working on. And that movie is called, gentlemen, at the same time,
Winter window.
Dun, dun, dun.
That's pretty good.
Yep.
So, for those of you who don't know what Kickstarter is, I guess let's start there. Let's start with what Kickstarter is. Kickstarter is a super easy way for creative people, i.e. everybody that's sitting at this table, to raise money to make products or develop a podcast. Some people do it for podcasting, for movies, for shows, or whatever else. It enables you guys to raise money to do what you want to do. How did you guys... Well, let me start with this. Why did you guys decide to go with Kickstarter versus any of the other sources that are out there?
Well, honestly, I've been looking at Kickstarter for a long time. I write a lot of screenplays myself, and I've been working on a feature by myself, and was trying to come up with an idea of how I was going to raise the funds for a really big feature, which seems almost impossible. And I found out about crowdfunding from my father, and he just said, you should check it out. It's really good and helps you raise money. And I started looking at all the different crowdfunding sites out there, and I found Kickstarter to be the best. I really like the idea that it's an all-for-nothing situation. You raise the money or you don't. It gives people the absolute best results of the project you want to make, and it's really nice. I think it will work best for a movie.
Yeah.
To raise money for a movie.
Tony, have you ever done anything with Kickstarter?
Not yet. I have one potentially in the works, but I'm very familiar with it. I've funded many things on Kickstarter, been a backer for many things. And yeah, kind of like you were speaking to, the primary difference between Kickstarter and like a GoFundMe or an Indiegogo is that Kickstarter holds you accountable for raising all the funds that you're targeting. You set a certain amount, and if you hit that goal, then great, it's yours, you can do your thing. If not, then all of your potential backers are not obligated to pay you that money because you haven't met that goal. Essentially you're saying, I want to make a movie or something like that, and I need X amount of dollars to do it. And if you don't get there, then you're like, oh, right, well, this money you've still given me is mine, it all goes back to the people unless you kind of hit your target. So it's definitely got a very high level of accountability, which I think is, like you said, the best part about Kickstarter versus the other crowdfunders.
Cool. So Kickstarter, if you haven't done it, you need to do it. And if you don't want to do it, you don't have to do it. And I just switched chairs. I'll be honest. I'm going to be transparent for
You
everybody
are
listening.
pretty honest. That's good. So,
Yeah.
honesty is always the
New
best
room,
policy. So,
new chairs.
similar to what you were talking about with Kickstarter. It's a very honest approach to things. So,
Exactly.
and I don't know. I mean, maybe it's because. I haven't done a lot of like being a backer on like a GoFundMe or Indiegogo projects, but Kickstarter is nice because you know exactly what you're getting. A lot of times, Kickstarter people will look for those mass amounts of backers to come in, so they'll be able to kind of offer you things at a discount. You know, a lot of times they funded the new. I don't know if it's come out yet, but speaking of movies, Veronica Mars is doing a new movie,
I saw that.
They funded it solely on Kickstarter. Like,
Is your movie Veronica Mars?
spoiler?
No. It's like you were there. Man.
Kristen Bell, if you're listening, you can still come over. It's okay.
Yeah, I guess.
Maybe.
If we can squeeze you in.
Yeah.
Right.
Cool. All right. Well, Steve, you're the director
Yes.
of this new flick. Flick is what the kids are calling it nowadays, right?
Sure, yeah. Flick, movie, film.
Talkies.
Yeah. Yes. There you go.
And then
Film
Eric,
history.
your job is the official producer, correct?
I am. I'm the workhorse on this thing. Well, we've been working pretty closely together, but I've been trying to do as much as possible on this thing. It's surprisingly difficult to gather everything together for a film if nobody's ever tried to. It's difficult. So,
Yeah.
But it's been going well. I think we've done pretty well so far.
Definitely.
What's your take on the producing aspect of a lower budget film? I mean, it would be considered an independent film, right?
Yes.
I mean, that would be the classification, would be an independent film. And I know the roles, responsibilities, duties, and whatnot of producers for much larger budget movies. Is it pretty much conceptually the same thing for independents? Do you have more input? Do you have less input? What would be your producer's role in the movie on a smaller scale base?
Well, we're very collaborative, Stephen and I. Well, basically, production boils down to calling in favors a lot because you meet people throughout your life and you're like, oh well, they're nice people, they're willing to help you out, and you go back to them, and most people are pretty good about helping you out. And then basically it's kind of being a penny pincher as well, like making sure you don't go over budget, try to find the best things that aren't going to be totally hokey for your project, but still, be cheap enough where you're not blowing your load on, every little nook and cranny that you wish you could, bring into your picture. But I mean, so like for an example, like our main character in the film is a police officer. So we've kind of done the rounds with the local authorities, like possibly obtaining a cruiser to help shoot in the picture. And, they're kind of leery about that. So, which is understandable.
Do you think is that more from a copyright, like they don't want the IMPD to appear on this fictional movie, or is it just like a logistics thing? They just don't want their cruiser tooling around with some film people.
Basically, it's a logistic thing.
Yeah. I think it's a little bit of well, we don't know what the story's about. We don't know who you are. Do you have insurance? Yada, yada, yada.
Right.
I think it goes down to some of that as well.
And we've been passing our script around town, so everybody gets an idea. It doesn't shine a bad light on the authorities and all that. And but they said there's a lot of red tape that goes along with it. And we're planning production to begin in January. So they're like, oh, it's going to take up to 6 months at least to cut through all the red tape, and then you'll probably still get a no. So I'm like, okay. So basically we're probably going to work on designing our own cruiser for the film. So, and finding ways like that. That's just one example, but it's 100 different things like that.
Right.
So,
right. Makes sense. Well, I think if you work with any type of government agency, certainly a police department, you may come up with things like that. So, a quick script change here and there, and all of a sudden your officer's a bike patrol, and that's all good. In January, no less.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
Well, what would be the complications of getting the same vehicle that they used in Blues Brothers? Because I think that cop car would be perfect.
That would be amazing.
It wouldn't cost too much.
No,
right?
actually, I think there is a do-it-yourself car wash down in Greenwood, Indiana, and they have the same vehicle from the Blues Brothers.
Oh, see?
So there you go. We could always have gone to them and be like, do you mind us using this?
Yeah. We'll just get credit for that towards the end.
Yeah.
Car idea.
Provided
Geek
by...
stuff off the car.
Right.
Yeah. We'll throw you on there.
And Blues Brothers.
Well, not to go too reminiscent, but take a couple minutes. How did you guys get into, movies? Steven, there's some great stuff online that you've written as far as biographies and history about what you've done. Eric, there's a little bit that I found online about you, but take a minute just to let everybody know, what you've done in the past, some history stuff from both of you.
Well, I've been involved with theater since high school. I've been in love with film since I was real young. That's been my dream and goal to just be involved in the filmmaking process, and got involved with theater and learned a lot of the production values of just how to build a production from that aspect. Went to college for a little bit for theater as well, and then I just kind of said, I want to go out and I want to go ahead and start making movies. So I started getting just the cheapest digital camera out there and just making whatever I could to learn. And then as time has gone on, I've done my own research. I've done my own teaching, basically, of how to do cinematography and how to edit and how to direct actors and all that good stuff. And I've really just come to where I am now, where I'm trying to get a lot more professional to really get out there and get my name out there and go to Sundance, hopefully, put films in the festivals and maybe actually make a living off this. But for now, it's for the fun and the desire of just making a movie and telling a story that everyone will like.
Is directing pretty much like the thing that you want to do? Directing
Yes.
is your calling?
Yeah, that's my calling.
What pulled you to directing versus producing or acting or composing or whatever else?
I think it was when I watched Jaws when I was real young. And I loved sharks, and that's why I watched Jaws. And I saw the director was Steven Spielberg, and it just... My name is Steven, and his name was Steven, and it just was like, hey, you know what? I could be a director, right?
Is that thing?
That'll work out.
Yeah, perfect.
And then
Stephen Moffat guy, and something's going on here.
Oh, yeah. And then I got to the point where I liked writing, too. And I started thinking, well, acting was my first choice. And then I just kind of said, I really want to be the guy that everyone goes to and really has the idea and sells the idea and puts it out there and makes the movie, the one that really designs the beauty of the film. So I just kind of said, I'll be that guy. I'll do that, and then I can learn everything.
Yeah, I dig that. I like that. Eric, what about you, buddy? What brought you to producing?
Well, initially, if people obviously don't know, Steve and I were old friends from high school. We were both heavily involved in the drama program there. And
what high school did you guys go to?
Greenwood High School.
Greenwood, okay.
So we've known each other for a long time. And so I've kind of done my own thing. I haven't really done too much with film. This is actually my first project that we've actually collaborated on. I've done in general, but basically, I've listened to a lot of podcasts recently because I basically focus on getting my career and, family and all that. So more of a hobby thing for me at the moment. And then kind of reconnected with Steven recently. We have a mutual friend that we've had for a long time, and we are actually together for his son's birthday party last year, and we kind of reconnected, and we were talking, so... what have you been up to? And he was telling me all the stuff that he's been working on. I was like, oh, that's great. And I was just thinking, I have another friend who we're collaborating with on this project. His name is Wes Garrett. Mm-hmm. And he wrote a story. And I thought, well, I read it and I really loved it. So I brought it to Steven, and that's kind of how it's been taken off from there. And it's been great.
Steven said, if we can figure out a way of working a shark into it,
yes.
I'm all about it.
Oh, yeah.
Put a laser on his head and you got a winner.
It was originally called Winter Shark, but we didn't want to go directly, there. You got to have some mystique.
Yeah.
For the sequel.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
So, when you initially reached out to me, Eric, you had given me a real quick synopsis of what the movie was. What's the feel? Because you used a few words that were very specific, and even in the Kickstarter video, you're very specific about the tone that you're going for. Give us an idea about what's differentiating what you guys are working on versus, because it's technically, a thriller?
Yeah. Yes.
Oh yeah.
Okay. What would separate it from everything else that's out there right now? When people say when I say the word thriller, there are certain movies that pop into mind. I don't watch a lot of horror movies, but I know Tony watches more of those than I do.
The first thing when you say thriller, I think Michael Jackson. But then a close second, yes, the scary movies and
Wait,
horror
Michael Jackson's going to be in it?
Yes.
Well, we tried
dug him up.
We tried to get him, but unfortunately, we heard. I guess he died. Or
horrific.
I don't know.
That would be horrific. Yes.
You'd make a lot of money if you were able to do that. But I guess what differentiates? What makes your movie? As far as the feel of it, different?
Well, I think it's because of I'm going with this very noir kind of feel with it already, and it kind of touches on things like Hitchcock films and Rear Window, and also that the movie. No, I'm drawing a blank on it now, but
Men in Black.
No,
Frozen.
maybe.
Let it
Pretty much a
go.
live action Frozen is what I'm hearing.
The Strangers, and
That's not Frozen at all, man. I'm disappointed now. All right.
Oh yeah.
and I just want to kind of go with this that style. I've already been working on the noir style. I like the German expressionism of the lighting and trying to get the shadows the way it is. The idea of just contrast, and I like color into film, and I also like black and white. And I just kind of want to merge those together and try to have a really dim color kind of feel to it. And I guess it'd be more of a classic kind of film where you get that very atmospheric kind of feel. The story already had that atmospheric kind of feeling of horror and thriller to it, and I just really want to bring that out. And instead of it just being blood and gore and like, ooh, there's this guy with a knife, he's chasing you down, and then the girl falls and goes, oh no, I wanted to get it more of a realistic kind of feel and really bring people into the, hey, this could happen, this could be a real thing, it actually will terrify you rather than making you just go, well,
Yeah.
Kind of like a Hitchcock reimagined sort of thing, like modernizing it.
Yeah.
It's kind of, but it's going to be like a dark, ominous movie. That's mainly what we're going for.
Yes. So,
just like you said, it's very stylistic, and it's going to be a pretty film. That's what we want to go for here. I think it's going to be so far so good.
Yep.
I think so.
And
you people will be the judge,
right?
Ultimately, but we're pleased.
Oh yeah.
So far,
I feel that another aspect that will differentiate it is the characters in the story. It's also a drama as well as a thriller. So, and I want to really make sure that we focus on that these characters are realistic and they are real people in the story, that they really come across as somebody you can have empathy for, and really it'll bring you into the story further rather than take you away further.
I like it. I dig it. Sounds good. What when you're not making movies, what do you guys do?
I work at the Mitsubishi Climate Control, and I'm in the quality department, and I just measure parts all day. And other than that, I'm at home writing and watching movies.
we're both in the automobile industry.
Yep.
Yes, he builds ACs for cars. I build Hondas in Greensburg, Indiana. So, yes, we're...
That's weird because I drive a car. So I think it.
I still use a horse and carriage. I haven't made the jump yet. I'm still a little, yeah.
I
don't know.
personally just like the teleportation device, honestly.
Dude,
Yeah.
if they... How far away are we from actually creating a teleporter? Everybody looks at Tony like you're supposed to know. I mean, we can't be that far away from something like that.
I don't know. I mean, they would still listen. We have to get past next year's 2015, and if movies have told me anything, it's that next year is hoverboards and 3D hologram movies.
Jaws.
Yeah,
Sharks
right.
coming out, yeah.
And
Finally.
hover cars, and we got to get past that before we can get to the teleporter. So let's start with the basics and then go from there.
That's probably the thing I'm still the most upset about Back to the Future 2 is where's my hoverboard? Mm-hmm. It's 2015 now.
Now, last year they made the fake hoverboard, didn't they? Or was it earlier this year?
I heard about it this year.
Yes, I heard about that.
They came out with a big viral thing, and it was what was the company called? I think it was called Hover, like HVR. And it was a fictional company, but they got like Tony Hawk to come in, and they got some other celebrity skaters to come in and try out the new hoverboard. And totally fake, but they played it off as real just to generate it. And then like 4 weeks ago, I was reading something online that they actually did make.
Yes.
It's ridiculously expensive. You can only use it in certain circumstances, but they've made the hoverboard.
Wow.
So I bought 4 of them.
That's fair.
I think they're only like
You
20.
have a hoverboard? Yeah, we have 2.
Yeah. I put them underneath all 4 wheels of my car, and boom, I have my hover car now. Except for when I'm driving over water.
Yep. Everybody knows hoverboards don't float.
Mm-hmm. No, unless you got power.
Yeah, unless you got power. Yeah.
Yeah, well, we got to start with. I'm confident that Nike's working on self-lacing shoes, and you got to start somewhere and go from there. So
they made that too. Didn't they make that shoe?
Yep.
Like
they made the shoe.
But they didn't make self-lacing.
Right. It had
Your
laces,
coat is now dry.
Yes. But yeah, those shoes do exist. So
that would be great.
The style of shoes, anyways.
All right, so there you go, people of the world. Make the hoverboard.
Get on it.
Then make the 3D Jaws that jumps out at you when you're going to go see it.
Yep.
And then we get teleportation.
Right. And then, if there's time, the Cubs can win the World Series. If there's time.
If there's
only,
time.
it's like
Maybe.
way down on the list.
Yeah. Hey, there's always next year.
There's always next year.
Yeah, that's what they always say.
Are you guys sports fans?
Yeah, I like.
I'm not quite a sports fan, actually. I have gotten into it a little bit. I play golf, actually, here and there. But as for sports, I am not the go-to guy to talk about that.
Are you guys baseball guys?
I like baseball. Yes,
baseball is fun. I think it's an awesome sport. But I don't have a team.
You don't follow anybody over you, Eric?
I've gone to several Reds games. I'm a big fan. Obviously, the closest. Then you got the Cubs. I have huge friends who are huge Cubs fans, so I'm like, I never got on that train. But yeah, I love baseball. I wish we had a professional team. I would be there all the time.
That would be awesome.
Big hockey fan too. So I mean, big fan.
Yeah, and you just got a new hockey team.
Yeah, the Fuel.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We're coming back.
Oh, yeah.
Indianapolis is coming back with sports, with the sports that not very many people want or relate to.
Yeah.
We got a soccer team.
We are Indianapolis. We have
curling club.
Exactly.
chess tournaments. I was in chess tournaments all the time.
I've curled several times. It's actually
Did you really?
It's quite entertaining.
That's where I've seen you before.
Yeah, I believe it. I love a good curl.
Yeah.
I love a good bonspiel, if you will.
Nice.
So.
I do not follow baseball for everybody that's listening, but Tony does. Mm-hmm. Tony is it Braves? Yeah.
Yes, around the age of 10, I broke free of my parental Cubs mold. My dad trying to push the Cubs on me, and I had to pick my own team and chose the Braves. I have some extended family who are Braves fans, and that was right when they got on the cusp of getting super good. So many people like to say bandwagon, and I like to say no. I'll tell you many players from our crappy years that I watched. we've had recent success recently, but yeah, pick a team and go with it.
Are you going to try to push the Braves on your daughter,
Amelia? Absolutely. Yeah. She already has some Braves shirts. Same thing with the NFL. She has some Panthers shirts. I mean, I have eclectic. I have eclectic home
I'm
team.
sorry, little one.
Yeah.
I'm not a sports person,
right.
by the way. I'm very anti. I'm the not man whatsoever in this group.
Well, it's fun because when you get a 4-year-old, get a young, they'll do whatever you tell them. So, she has a little pink Brave shirt that says, well, of course, you just got traded in the offseason, but Jason Hayward was one of our really good players. And she knows when I say to her, who's your favorite Braves player? She says, go Hayward. And she doesn't know what it means, but she knows to say it. Same thing with the Panthers. She says, go Newton. She doesn't know what that means, but
she'll say it.
But she'll say it. And she'll sound darn cute when she says it. So,
Nice.
Well, Eric, you just got a brand new baby, right?
Yes.
How old's your daughter?
She is 8 months now.
Oh my gosh, she still is
She's tiny.
a tiny one.
Yep.
And are you going to try to form her into whatever sports image you want her to be, or What I guess we'll just go. Do you have any kids?
No.
Okay, you don't have any kids. You can still chime in though if you want to.
Okay.
Is sports going to be the thing that you kind of form around, Amelia? Are you going to like? For me, I'm a big comic book guy. So my son and my daughter are having a lot of comic book influence right now, and that's probably the thing that I'm going to be pushing. Aside from music, that's going to be the big thing that I push from me onto them with hopes and dreams that they will like it and not hit 13 and go, X-Men are stupid, Dad. And I'm going to go, well, then you're grounded. So until you move out, you're grounded. What about you? Are you guys going to do that?
Well, my wife is a big sports fan as well. She played a lot of sports growing up. I know she's going to be a major pusher on that. I want her to do her own thing. Mm-hmm. I mean, it'll be around, obviously. She'll see me watching games, and hopefully she gets into it. I'm not going to shove it down her throat.
Yeah.
Her mom will. So I'm going to let her cover that front. But I think she'll gravitate towards it. She'll see it's cool. So like I said, yeah, I think she'll be involved. I would love for her to get into comics. I'm a comic book guy too. So, I'll have that. I'm trying to form an office. I'm trying to get a new home. So I have all my stuff. I just need to move into a bigger location.
Yeah.
So, and she'll see all that. Hopefully she gets into it and I'll be like, Dad, what's this? And I'm like, oh, well, wait till you see this. This is nothing. This is the good stuff over here. So yeah, I'm hoping to, move her in that direction, but we'll see. We'll see.
What about you?
Well, I'm blessed with a ridiculously intelligent 4-year-old. She retains a lot of information. So my goal with her is to do the same thing that I was given the opportunity for when I was growing up. My goal with her is to give her all the information she needs and let her be as well-rounded in everything as possible. I grew up not only doing sports, but I did fine arts all throughout high school and college. I knew of comic books. Obviously, I did a lot of extra reading, to kind of get that kind of feel for the writing and things like that I wanted to do. So she already knows about, she can identify Iron Man and Captain America and Spider-Man. We played in a soccer league this year. I just came from her dance and gymnastics class. We will watch a Disney princess movie, immediately followed by Wreck-It Ralph, or we've seen Big Hero 6. So I want her to be as well-rounded as possible. She loves The Wizard of Oz, so she definitely has that idea for knowing the worlds of fantasy, and I think she understands that a lot of what she sees right now encompasses that kind of fantasy angle, whether it be princesses or giant robots or superheroes and things like that. So my goal is just to give her all the info she needs to make as informed a decision as possible on what she wants to do, on what she feels is the best for her. And, I'll be there to support her if she goes into comics, not into comics, into sports, into theater, whatever she wants, we're there for her. So
Princesses,
yes.
Superheroes,
yeah,
giant robots. Mm-hmm. Sounds like a good game of Smash Up.
There you go. Hey, AEG, send us the new one. Got all the other ones already.
Get on it.
Get to it. Have you guys played Smash Up? You guys ever
I heard you talk about it on a former episode. No, I haven't played it yet. Nope. It sounds intriguing.
It's good. Good.
I'm actually I don't even really know what it is. Why don't you elaborate?
So, Tony?
Yeah?
Hey.
Okay. Hey, how's it going?
Good. How are you?
How you doing?
Tony introduced it to me.
Okay.
And it's as simplistically as possible. It's a card-based battle game where you have different factions. Each faction has 20 cards. You take two factions, you smash them together, and that's your deck that you get to play with. And then you battle 2, 3, 4, 5 other people trying to score points on a base, and then your ultimate goal is to gain victory points. First person that gets to a certain amount of victory points wins. All the factions have different abilities to allow you to... Zombies can go through your discard pile. Ninjas can be played secretly here and there. The bases have different abilities. There's 25 factions out right now. They're getting ready to release another faction called Pretty, which is basically kitty cats and princesses, and it's very girly focused, but Tony and I are probably just as manly as anybody else here, but we don't have beards like you guys do. But we're super stoked about it.
So. Oh, yeah. Yeah, it's exciting. It's an entertaining game, easy to pick up, very easy to play. The replay factor is very high because you can, one time you can be ninja aliens, and the next time you can be Cthulhu,
zombies.
Right, Cthulhu zombies. Or, because there was a monsters expansion, there was a sci-fi expansion, and this new expansion is the pretty expansion.
Time travel robots or whatever.
Right.
There's a lot.
That's interesting.
It's very, very fun.
I was going to say, you had me at kitty cats.
There you go.
That's a requirement for me. But
as long as there's cats, we're good. We're good to go.
Okay, beautiful.
I love it. Well, if you haven't checked out the Kickstarter page yet for Stephen and Eric, I will make sure to put it in the show notes, so they'll be able to click through and check it out through there. Anything else that you guys want to kind of throw out there? Anything else you guys want to plug while you're here chit-chatting?
Well, I guess check out my YouTube. If you want to see some of the work I've done, you can find me at Stephen Biggs, and it's Blissful, a silent short, or Guilt, a Project Greenlight submission. And check out our Kickstarter. We've got until January 3rd, and we need to raise $3,000, and we really, really, really want to make this project, and we want to make it for everybody out there who would enjoy it. Everybody wants to be involved. It's for you. It's for everyone.
And if anybody wants to get involved, feel free to contact us.
Oh, yes.
We have an email, winterwindowfilm@gmail.com.
Mm-hmm.
So just send us a message. We'll write you back. We're more than happy to answer any questions that you guys may have. We're, like I said, we're really excited. We want everybody to get excited, as we want you to share, and we're making it for you guys. So we want to focus on the art of the film, and some people just care about the Hollywood aspect of things, and then some people care about the actual material and the art of the film. That's kind of where we fall into. So we want to share that with everybody, and hopefully you want to get on the bandwagon. And we would love help if you guys want to participate. Definitely. Just let us know.
So you're saying there likely won't be a Winter Window special edition coming after the movies, as it has been released for a few years?
We'll see.
We'll see. I'm no George Lucas, but I will definitely have thought about some of the special features we could put on our DVD.
More animals in the background.
You're trying to make this as realistic as possible, Stephen. Why do you keep putting all these fictional creatures in the back? It doesn't matter. More unicorns.
Just make the moon explode, and it will
robot
be fine.
unicorn running through there. He needs to be riding that
3D.
thing.
It has to be jumping out.
Exactly.
All right, and with that, Tony.
Yes.
Guys, thank you so much. Appreciate
Thank
you
you
guys hanging out with us and chatting for a while. We'll see everybody next time.
Achoo.